Hi everyone, welcome to your video tutorial for the Realist Love Energy Oracle deck, okay? We're going to be dealing with this deck right here and really taking a look to see what you should know about this deck and how to read with the deck. So let's just do an example here. Let's just say we just wanted to explore the overall energy dynamics in a relationship, right? Let's see what comes through here. So I'm just shuffling the cards. I'm just going to make an agreement in my head that I'm going to pull 3 cards. I pull these 3 cards. I always look at the bottom of the deck, okay, BOTD, and I say, okay, what's the story? Right away, I can see that this is a very strong couple that I'm dealing with here. I'm seeing them together in every photo. Even the bottom of the deck energy, even the next card, I'm seeing them together. So that tells me a lot of information that this is a very strong couple. What am I seeing here? I'm seeing that they're currently going through some things. In their past here, they've gone through some things that required forgiveness, which means that, it could have been challenging times. And, they potentially considered breaking up or walking away from the relationship, or they had a period of time where they probably weren't speaking or communicating effectively, or there was someone who was upset about something in particular. So right away, I see all of that energy here in the past. And I'm seeing that right now they're just trying to figure out their love languages. They're trying to figure out how to provide each other with what they both need. And they're doing it together, and I'm just seeing that as they continue working on discovering what that love language is and how to actually embody the love language and how to express that love language, that's only going to strengthen their relationship, right? And then I'm just seeing them stay together, but they're actually coming together stronger than they were before. So I would even tell them, like, some of the things that you guys have been going through, it's definitely part of the plan and purpose for you guys. And I'm seeing that it's going to strengthen your bond and strengthen your connection. And I see room for healing and growth and development. And I'm just seeing that you guys are going to be able to move forward with more support, more understanding. And I just see you letting go of some of those toxic patterns and behaviors that you've, displayed here in the past. So it's very positive reading right now. Basically, you're working through the things from the past. You're working together like a team. And I'm seeing you come closer and closer together as you journey forward in your future. So that's an example of just really an energetic snapshot. I didn't have a question. That's just me pulling some cards and looking into a situation or a relationship. And those readings are based on insight. Okay, they're based on insight. That's what you're really looking for your client or yourself. And they may have asked you just for a general love reading, like, hey, I really don't have a question. Can you just tell me what I need to know about my relationship? Okay, that's one example. Let's move to another example where we have an actual question. I wrote down a few questions here, just some questions that I see commonly. These are some things that people really want to know about their relationship. What are their intentions? Okay, what are their intentions? So let's look into that. Let's say Sarah asks this question. What are my partner's intentions? Let's say Sarah's partner's name is Mike. Mike, what are your intentions here in this relationship? What is it that you intend to do? What are your intentions for this relationship? So I'm just pulling 3 cards because that's usually how I operate. I usually just pull a few cards. It's more oftentimes than not enough to get as much information as possible. You really don't need many cards. So if I'm looking for intentions, I usually like to start sometimes too with what I see at the bottom of the deck, BOTD. And right now I'm just seeing that, Mike's mind is a little bit active, okay? There's a lot on his mind. So maybe he's a little bit unclear at this time as it pertains to what his intentions are. He knows he loves you. That's here in the center of the spread. So I'm seeing that right away, right? He loves you. It's real. The way that he feels for you is real. And I'm just seeing that he's definitely open. He has an open mind as it pertains to what you want out of this connection and how to move forward. He's listening to you. When I look at this energy here, I'm definitely seeing like let's say an external factor, okay? who is this extra character here, right? I see the two of them, but I'm also seeing someone or something else that has an impact or an influence on this relationship. So at this point, I would just kind of feel for who or what this might be. And if I'm not getting anything just, intuitively, I might say, okay, you know what? I want to see who this is or what this is. So now I'm going to pull another card, and I'm going to be looking for this external influence on their relationship. What is that? What is this external influence? Okay, so this has to do with some energy that I would say like Mike is holding on to something from the past that's really hurting him. It's really bothering him. I feel like this is not something that you did, but it's something that Mike feels like there was no control over. And when it comes to intentions, he definitely intends to be with you and to continue growing this connection. He's open to see how that can happen. But I feel like there is this pain that he's still carrying that's making it difficult for him to fully open up or completely open up. So I would look at that, and I always look at the BOTD, the bottom of the deck, for more information. And as I continue to pull, see, look, I'm getting more information. I'm seeing a third party once again. Okay, so I'm feeling like that this whole external factor is definitely an issue for Mike. He definitely feels like he deserves, I would say probably more of your time, more of your commitment. It could be that this pain is coming from something actually that she did, like maybe she stepped out and was entertaining somebody else. I would only say that if I felt confident in a deceitful kind of energy, because I do see three's a crowd here. But again, like I said in the beginning, this third party factor could be anything. It doesn't have to be that there was cheating going on, because I don't see any deception. So I would stick to there being just, a crowding factor, which is showing up here as just pain from the past. And that's not making it easy to have an open space to let new energy come in. Does that make sense? Let's do another example here. Okay, let's do another example. Can I trust my partner? Sarah wants to know if she can trust her partner, Mike, okay? Sarah wants to know if she can trust her partner, Mike. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and pull 3 cards. And then we're just going to look at the cards and get an answer. So as I look at these cards, BOTD, bottom of the deck, we have the crossroads. I would say, you know what? I definitely see that you're going back and forth right now as it pertains to a decision that you need to make in this relationship. The lack of trust is definitely a factor, but to be honest, I don't really see a reason why you need to move forward without trusting your partner. I don't see a reason why you ought to be lacking trust, because I see when you guys have that time together, you have good times together. Yes, there are challenging times. It looks like a lot of these challenges pertain to money, like money is the stress factor in this connection. But I don't see any signs of dishonesty, because honestly, and this is just me talking to you right now, if I'm looking for whether or not Sarah can trust this person, one of these cards would have been demonstrating some information of deceit or secrecy, denial, something like that I would see. But I don't see any reason why Sarah can't trust her partner. I would say, I would actually just recommend that you guys remember why you got together. Know that your partner has your best interest at heart. I understand it's a difficult time right now. Financial matters are oftentimes the reasons for very challenging times and relationships and marriages. So I understand the struggle, but you have no reason not to trust your partner right now. You can absolutely trust your partner. And let's say I just wanted to bring in some extra advice. I would pull in the Realist love tips. And I'm like, okay, what's the advice for Sarah? We got a card coming through here. Look at that, guys. The first card to come out of this deck literally says trust them. So what does that do? It just confirms what we've been discussing. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, you can trust them. I know it's tough times, but yes, it's a safe space for you to trust your partner, Mike. Let's pull some other cards. Spend quality time together is another piece of advice. So I would just say to Sarah, you know, maybe things have been really difficult financially and, you know, you haven't been able to spend as much time together because you're just so busy working on getting more money for you guys to take care of this family, if you have a family, or to take care of yourselves even. And it's just like this financial situation is just, it's like a strain on the relationship. But I see you guys being so close. I see the connection you have, the unity, the partnership. It feels like a safe space. Another tip for you is to drop your possessiveness, okay? Oftentimes when we are possessive, it's because we're not trusting. It's because we feel scared that something or someone else can take what we love so much away from us. And so right now, Sarah, you're terrified of losing this person, but you don't need to be scared. You know, this person is all in with you 100%. They definitely want to continue growing and building your relationship and making things better here. They definitely do want to weather the storm with you, but they need your trust. They need you to believe in them. And so, bottom of the deck of this deck here, we have stand by your beliefs. So I would say to Sarah, you know, it's important to be true to how you really feel and try to pay attention to that fear that you're feeling as it pertains to trusting your partner. You know, where is that really coming from? Where is that really coming from? I would encourage you to pay attention to that, but just know that you can stand tall and stand confident in the knowing that this person loves you and is trustworthy. So, you know, that's just an example there. Let's do another one. What's happening next for us? What's happening next for us? Let's go ahead and pull a few cards. What's happening next for us? All right. So right away, what do we see here? BOTD. We have the energy of possession, okay? So a lot of times when you're in that possessive based energy, it's out of fear of losing someone. So there is some scarcity consciousness. There is a fear of independency, which you really want to be careful with that kind of energy, because sometimes it can be a false sense of security when you're in that possessive energy. You know what I mean? I would say to Sarah, happening next, I'm definitely seeing some communication barriers. And where am I pulling that from, guys? This card right here, right? Closed mouth, right? He has this flower here at the mouth that he's not speaking. It's silent. So I'm seeing some communication barriers. It appears as though there's someone here who is currently being held accountable for some of their actions from the past. I'm seeing a boundary, a big, big boundary. Look, guys, I'm seeing this boundary on both of these cards. Do you see? We have bars, right? We have bars, and then we have, what is that? A barrier, right? It's blocked off. And then we even have the word closed. So what does that feel like? Just looking at these cards, you guys, what does that feel like to you? It feels like it's a little bit of a cold environment. It feels like there's a lack of intimacy. It feels like, I mean, in all of these pictures, I don't even see them together, right? Only the one at the bottom of the deck. So what I would say is, like, going forward, I'm just seeing you guys struggle with your communication. It feels as though there's someone here who is commanding respect. Perhaps there's someone here who feels like they didn't get the proper respect that they deserve. And, this person is now establishing boundaries because whatever happened in the past, it absolutely cannot happen again going forward. And here's the thing when you're reading energy, you guys. You don't have to be so detailed. You don't have to know exactly what it is that happened for them to arrive to this place, because guess why? Your client is already making the connections. When you're speaking pretty generally, your client is making the connections in their mind, and they're like, oh, yes, because they already know what happened in the past. So when you're saying, like, I'm seeing someone being held accountable for what happened in the past, boom, they got it. They made the connection. It's like, yeah, you're darn right he's being held accountable. And so all you're doing is outlining and discussing the energy that you're seeing. So someone's being held accountable. There are now boundaries that are established. I feel like as you guys move forward, it's going to be important. This is when you can start bringing in advice just by looking at, this energy. I would say, I feel like going forward, it's going to be important that both of you respect each other's personal space, that both of you respect each other's personal wishes and desires and needs, and that you don't allow so much time apart that you end up growing apart. Because when you're in this energy here, it's a bit of a danger zone. So it's a bit of a danger zone, okay? And it's going to be very important that you maintain a safe space to communicate with each other effectively, to actually listen to one another. It's okay to be held accountable. That's totally fine. But sometimes there's a line, between like accountability and punishment. So you don't want to punish your partner. You can leave all of that to the universe. You establish your boundaries and you say, hey, you know what? I don't like that. Don't talk to me like that. I deserve this. I deserve that. That's totally fine. Hold your partner accountable. That's totally fine. But try not to dip into an immature way of handling it by intentionally punishing them, and intentionally, giving them the silent treatment just because you're still upset. Because now you're holding on to anger and resentment, and you're not allowing the space for any improvement. You're not allowing the space for any productive conversations to take place to help you move forward out of this energetic space. So, yeah, that's something there, right? Let's try another question. Okay. Will we get back together? So this is for a couple who have recently broken up. Maybe it's not so recent. Doesn't matter. They want to know, will we be getting back together? And they'll say, okay, let's see. And you can explain to your client, the future is never set in stone. What I'm looking into right now is simply a possibility. It's a potential reality. And the choices that you make now affect this outcome or potential. But what we're going to do is check for the most probable outcome. So we're looking for reconciliation. Is that happening here? Reconciliation between the two. Wow. So what does that look like, you guys? Just looking at these cards, what do you see? Does it look like they're going to be getting back together? Yes, yes, yes. You literally see them together in every picture, right? So sometimes It's just about paying attention to what you are visually looking at on the card. So, first thing I would say is like, wow, I'm seeing you guys together stronger than ever. And even more so, guys, what card is here in the center of the spread? Happiness. The center plays a big part. The center of the spread and the bottom of the deck are also very important energies. Why? Because the center is like an anchor, you know? It's like the focal point. And when you're reading, there are no rules. You can give more attention or importance on any one of these cards, whatever you're personally feeling as you read. But for me, right now, I'm like, yes, I see you guys coming back together. But not only that, but I see you actually coming back together and having a really good time together. I'm seeing you be very, very happy with one another. You know, I feel like you guys are able to really move on from the past. I feel like as you come back together, there's a sense of more appreciation that you're feeling for each other. You know that saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder? I feel like that's the case for you guys. Because in your absence, you were able to recognize just how much your partner means to you. So you're coming back with more appreciation, admiration, compassion. I'm seeing a closeness, a unity. It's like your bond strengthens, and there's a tenderness that just feels so refreshing. The one thing that you guys may need to work on as you go forward is the sense of control, needing to be in control. So who has the need to be in control? I would ask them that. I would, who has this controlling nature? Because when you're in a controlling nature, you're not allowing the universe to work its magic. It's like micromanaging the universe, and it stops the flow. It stops the flow of divine order. So going forward, I feel like that would need to be really worked on. And I just feel like when you move forward and you forgive, really move forward and forgive. You know, this is about accepting someone's apology wholeheartedly, because there is true remorse here. And if both of you can come back together with a sense of remorse, compassion, and accountability, then I definitely see you being able to move into a deeper space of love. I'm definitely seeing an opportunity for you guys to go deeper into your love, into your bond, because it is real. It is true. So you see how I'm pulling from the keywords? I'm pulling from the keywords, the image itself, the way these cards are making me feel. So you're using all of these different things to bring through a message. I could look, you see guys, look at all these ears. You see? Ear, ear, ear. That just caught my attention. So another piece of advice that I might offer is that going forward, communication is going to be very important for you guys. But not just communication in the sense of talking, but actually communicating in the sense of listening. Listening is a huge factor in communication that a lot of people miss. So if you guys can both listen to each other without needing to, really insert or try to prove a point, then that will take your relationship so much further than just trying to, spit out whatever it is that you want to say. Listen first. And that's going to really help you guys come closer together. And that's it, guys. You just literally just speaking what you see in the cards. You're speaking what you're feeling from the cards. You're speaking, you're going to be getting a lot of different cues from the title, the image, what you have here, the way that the cards work together. You might be paying attention to the way the cards are interacting with each other, like those ears we just saw. This is called an interaction. And it's just like sometimes you'll see the same thing over and over and over, like it's trying to get your attention. And normally it will. So that's your example. That's your tutorial when it comes to love. Be sure to just remember there are no rules. Grab the deck and, just pull some cards and just see how you're feeling. Pay attention to what you are seeing and trust in that. And remember that they work really well together as the matching set. The Realist Love and the Realist Love tips work really, really well together. I hope you've enjoyed that tutorial, you guys. If you have any questions about this, just reach out to me. I'm very personable and I will respond. Just send me an email and I'd be happy to answer any of your questions about this. Be very blessed. Happy reading. Bye-bye.